Kick that beat, T.
You was crazy.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these
I'm not
conversations.
into this always smoking.
Laugh a little, get that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want to invite it. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. I don't want to miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back until you start trying again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Hey.
How you doing, Carmel Diva?
I am doing good today. How are you, ma'am?
I'm a little bit tired. It's the weekend. I shouldn't be this tired, but I've been
You
rolling
should have
all
took a
day.
nap when I did.
I know. I know I should have. I actually tried to take a nap earlier today, but then I kept responding to all these messages and text messages and emails, and yeah, it was a busy
That's
day.
why I just stopped and started ignoring it.
I be trying to, but you know how you get contacted by somebody and you don't get back with them, and next thing you know they blowing up your phone. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, I do know that.
Hold on, was that a little hint?
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, everybody come on in. Make sure you hit the like button, share the video if you like, subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed to the channel. I tried to fit as much as I could on the description of the video, but it wouldn't fit at all. So let me go over here real quick.
I mean, we have several stories, but they're all pretty much pretty much the same. I mean, not the same, but in the same vein, they're pretty similar as to what. Wherever she went.
I'm here. I was trying to
Where'd she go? Wherever
no,
she
you know
went.
what? You know what? I see what I did. Never mind. I'll mess with it later. But anyway, anywho, we are going to be discussing 3 topics tonight unless something else comes up. The first topic of discussion is going to be regarding this 9-year-old boy. And I can't get over some things. Like 9-year-old boy charged with attempted murder after allegedly stabbing his 5-year-old sister. So we're going to discuss that. And then also we're going to discuss these 5 teenagers who were charged with capital murder. Excuse me, bless me. In Biloxi, Mississippi. Thank you, love. And also a mom and daughter who have pleaded not guilty to killing 5 of their close relatives, including 3 children at a Bucks County apartment in 2019. I think I remember that story when it first came out.
See, I didn't. And it's just ridiculous. What
It
could
really
them babies have done? What could them babies have done?
Child, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to start off with this 9-year-old because, oh, Jesus. Okay, a 9-year-old boy charged with attempted murder. Just in case you guys haven't seen it in the news, it's been trending over the last few days. But this 9-year-old boy, he charged with first-degree murder. He allegedly stabbed his 5-year-old. Yeah, attempted murder. Because she's not dead. Matter of fact, I was trying to check to see what condition she is as of late, but
they didn't have her updated condition.
Yeah, I didn't see any updates. But yeah, he was charged with attempted murder in the first degree after he allegedly stabbed his 5-year-old sister with a kitchen knife in an apartment, according to the Ocala Police Department in Florida. Now what they're saying is, this is crazy. Carmelita, this 9-year-old has been assigned a public defender. He's going to remain in a secure detention. I'm
As
believing
he
that's probably
should.
a youth detention center. I mean, how young do they have? When the kids are that young, like in those youth detention centers, like a lot of the kids are like teenagers.
Right. So they're gonna have to have him in some kind of basically a piece like a
Hey, Maurice, what's
almost
up?
hello, almost like you would do like a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Where they have them solitary almost
Oh, okay. Like with a like if they
to
have a
keep him
snitch in there, try to keep him safe because he's only 9 years
right.
old, and even though they say
Try to keep him segregated.
mm-hmm, he attempted to kill his sister. That's crazy, but they're saying he has a public defender. He's in detention right now. They're not giving out the child's name because of his age, of course. But what they're saying is the mother of the children. She told police that she left the kids in the apartment for about 10 minutes on Monday to check the mail and get some candy for her children from a neighbor in their Berkeley Point apartment complex. When she returned to check on the kids, she found her son stabbing her daughter in his room, and he was screaming, "Die, die!" He was telling his sister to die.
See, I didn't see all of that, and I'm just
Yes.
because I was wondering. I was like, where the hell were the parents? How do you let? I mean, how do you let your child do this?
She claimed she left him only for 10 minutes to check the mail and get some candy. So within 10 minutes, this little boy goes to grab a kitchen knife.
I can almost guarantee you this ain't his first time doing some shit like this.
It can't be. It can't be. I
I
can't
can
even
almost
fathom.
guarantee that.
I can't even
That or
fathom.
she knows he has some kind of behavioral problems that she ain't addressed properly yet.
Yeah.
But oh, they gonna get addressed now.
Oh, they gonna get it addressed now. The mother said she grabbed a knife from her son and rushed her daughter to the bathroom, and then her son ran out the apartment, but he was caught by the police, the law enforcement, a little later. They said it was a large.
Yeah, he was hiding in a boiler room or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Matter of fact, they said it was a large kitchen knife in the hallway that appeared to have blood on the blade, along with blood inside the bedroom and leading out into the hallway. The boy told the officer that while his mother was gone, he went in the kitchen, got the knife, hid it behind his back as he approached his sister. His sister was bent over trying to show him something on the floor, the boy said, and he grabbed her by the back of her neck and just began stabbing her. And when they asked him why he stabbed her, the boy said he just wanted to kill her, and that he thought that it had just entered in his head like 2 days ago that he just wanted to kill his sister.
So he had been thinking about this for days.
That's
unfortunate for him. That's premeditated murder.
Yeah. 10 minutes is a long time, Maurice, to go out to check your mail. It really is. And you're right. Carmen, we was talking about that earlier, saying a 9-year-old, even at that age, like what Maurice is saying, 9-year-olds, like, you know, how we was talking about children really not fully capable. This is what, you know, doctors say. Till they're like 25-year-olds, critical thinking. It sometimes takes up to the age of 25, you know, for something like that. But a 9-year-old still knows better.
He still knows right from wrong. He knew to hide.
Yeah, and he knew to run.
And he knew to hide the knife behind his back. So that tells me he knew better. He knew what he was doing. So,
yeah, he stabbed that little girl multiple times. She was airlifted to a hospital for treatment, but the authorities, they haven't gave any update on her condition yet. I really, really hope that she is going to be okay. That is really sad.
Poor baby.
I can't imagine.
nobody deserves that. I mean, it's sad when you hear adults fighting like that,
Mhm.
but for children, come on now, what are you exposing these kids to? Because he had to see that either in real life, on TV, a game, something
Mhm.
for that thought to even enter his mind.
Right. Yeah. I
That's
agree. I
that's
agree.
ridiculous. And
But
it's
also,
sad altogether.
and also, like you said, it had to be something else going on. Like, what child just wakes up one day and says, I want to kill my sister? He's up there screaming
Right.
and talking about die, die, just stabbing her back, screaming, die. I'm like,
Mm,
that's not normal behavior by
on any
far.
level.
I'm wondering if there was any other incidents like the little boy trying to beat on the little girl, or you know how
Oh,
some
I'm sure.
women are once they especially if they've been like the only kid for a minute, and then all of a sudden another kid comes along and they're either jealous or they think the mother is spending too much time with the other child, and it usually starts with like hits, a little abuse, taking stuff from the kid, teasing them. I
Hmm.
wonder if there was anything leading up to that stabbing. It just seems crazy that just happened out the blue.
Right. It just boom. Just no. And she. I mean, I don't want to say the kids are too small to stay there while she going to get the mail, but
Mm,
that boy. I mean, to me, it sounds obvious that he has some kind of emotional issues that
mm,
he had been having, and like I said, it probably wasn't addressed or addressed properly. And
right.
then again, it could have been a case like Nico's, where
God,
mama
why was
was
I thinking about that?
where the
I swear, I
where
was
the
thinking
mama
about
had
Nico.
been begging for
Mhm,
help,
mhm.
begging for help, and then nobody would help. Every turn she took, everybody
Yeah,
was rejecting her and telling her no. And
mhm.
then he went out and did all that crazy shit, and then everybody
Yes,
looking at her sideways. And hell, if I was her, I'd be looking at them sideways like, what? I
right,
told you. I
right.
tried to get help. You
Mhm,
unleashed this on society. And
mhm.
he told them before they let him go. It's like they
Yep.
let me go, I'm gonna go kill somebody.
And he sure did. Went on a crime spree, killing all those people in a few days.
Right,
Maurice said, "I'm surprised he didn't ambush his mama." Thank you. I'm surprised
right.
too. Like
He
he
was
just
too busy with the sister. Mama would have got it next if she trust me.
I don't know. She said she came in there and he just took off and he ran, but this boy, I don't know. For a crime like this, it's so hard because when they're that young, it's like you know better, but you know how the doctors and the counselors and well, they're not told their mind is not fully developed and we'll
I don't give
do
a
it.
damn. They know
But
better. They know right from wrong. Yeah, I
mhm,
don't care what you tell me. At that age, hell, I know 3-year-olds that know better than to do some like that.
yeah, yeah. It's just so sad because the little boy, he's 9. And if he's in a detention center now and he gets charged,
They'll probably let him go at 21,
right.
or if not, they'll transfer him to another facility
But
if
what
he's found guilty.
I'm hoping we don't have this Nico Jenkins, you know, how he, at the time when he was a young kid, he was always in trouble, always in trouble. He went to the youth center. As soon as he got out the youth center, a few months after that, then he's back locked up again. And I mean, in and out of the system, at a very young age. And now he's like,
Just
last I heard,
institutionalized. Just
Last I heard, he was actually engaged, though. I did a story on that like 6 months ago. He'd have found him a wife.
But he was married. But he was married when he
He
went
was.
in.
He was married. They got a divorce, and
Oh,
now
okay.
they got a divorce, and now he's engaged to.
Who
I
the
can't
hell?
remember. It was
What
something
can a man
like
that's in there for life do for you?
you seen them TV shows on cable. What them TV shows?
I don't even watch it because I'm like, this is some bullshit.
Love After Lockup. I watched like the first couple of seasons, and I'm telling you, these people be really out there, and the criminals, they be on these websites
facing capital murder charges.
Oops, hold on.
Shooting and
I got a screen open. But these excuse me, these kids, I mean these people in prison, they have like where is this screen that I have open? I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out which screen it is that I have open. It just and I had it on mute. But anyway, I'll just have to reopen them when we get back to that story. But they have like these websites for people in prison to go on and get pen pals and love interest, and usually though they just trying to get stuff out of
pals, but Maurice, you're right. He wouldn't be back in my house either.
Right. He said he knew what he was doing, but might not have known the consequences. That part.
That's true. Now that I truly I can get behind. I believe that.
I believe it too. A lot of these kids out here, they don't know the consequences. They really don't. Maurice,
and I think a problem is these kids, they are so busy indoors and they're on their phones, they're on these games, and I mean, think of it, their mentality, they don't have that real life interaction because they're inside all the time. And sometimes I truly wonder if these kids think that life is regenerable, like you die on the game, but then you get you started over and you get 3 more new lives. But it don't work like that, baby. But I truly do wonder sometimes if that's what they're thinking.
I don't know. That could be a possibility. I mean, I don't want to say that's one of the reasons why I didn't have my sons play specific games when they were very young. But I did censor their games when they were very young and their movies when they were very young. Like all the fighting games and all that, they couldn't really play those till they got like almost teenagers. They could play the basketball, the football, all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, I don't need people murdering and stabbing and shooting people. You know how some of them video games are.
No, they'll tell you. I was so tight on Elijah that I wouldn't even let him have water guns, like a regular looking water gun. They had to be looking like a dolphin or something like that, or like with them big huge super soakers. And the only reason he got the big huge super soakers is because my parents bought them. Because I was like, no. And my brother was like, he gotta have a little gun. No, he don't.
Yeah, we had the super soakers, but as far as like the toy guns, the actual toy guns, I didn't let them have those when they was allowed, but they were allowed to have like the big water guns and stuff like that. Hey Candace, how you doing? What's up, Can?
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in. Now Maurice said his nephew 11 and his brother let him play Grand Theft Auto. I took it from them, and me and my brother passed words behind it. He was mad. I don't blame you. That was one of the games. That was one of many games
11
couldn't play.
Like, what are you trying to start him on a life of crime early?
Yep. I don't blame
I mean, now you got, and that's another thing. You have to question the mentality of the adults around these kids. Like, what are they teaching them? What are they instilling in them? Are they taught? Like, if your brother is letting this child play this game, is he telling him, look, this is not the proper way to do stuff. This is just a video game. You don't do this in real life. Because, see, you have to, sometimes with these kids, you have to break it down to them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, break it like, you got to talk to them like they stupid, seriously. So they'll understand.
Yeah, you really have to break
trying to insult their intelligence. You want them to be able to comprehend every word that you're saying.
Yeah. And that's just like when Maurice was saying that the boy probably knew that it's wrong to stab somebody to death. But as far as he was saying, the boy probably didn't know the consequences. I remember when mine were younger, one thing I would talk to them about, like, if you do this, you do that. I did not shy away from. You will end up locked up in a cave with three hots, three hots
Three hots and a cot.
and I mean, if you steal, if you do this, if you do that, I mean, it seems like it's something that you shouldn't have to talk about with your kids, but I was just one of those parents who talked about everything, like in details, from crime to jail to sex to diseases to, I mean, everything, including school and how you manage your credit. And I mean, we discussed everything when mine was growing up. So yeah, they at 9 years old, they should know definitely that you shouldn't pick up a knife and try to stab your little sister to death.
Or anybody.
Or there will be consequences. Like, you think you're gonna go get time out or something?
Girl.
Or they gonna take your PlayStation away? Or, I mean, I don't know. But like I said, I wonder if it was something that led up to that. Like, he had issues. Some kids are like that. They out here killing animals and kicking dogs and beating up on their little sisters and little brothers. They just don't overnight at 9-year-old try to stab their little sister to death. It just doesn't.
I grew up with a kid like that. I was a little older than him, but he was like a year or two older than my brother. He said he old school. He don't play. Hey,
I'm old school.
I ain't mad at. Hey, okay, old school. Hey, but he was that kid in the alley, you know, catching snakes and chopping heads and stuff like that, and killing rabbits and all kind of crazy stuff. And then grew up and was one of the craziest bitches you'd ever meet.
I believe it.
I think and the sad part, he came from a good family. I mean, oh my gosh, his mama and his grandma, I can honestly say, because I witnessed him trying to raise that boy. They were some of the sweetest people you would ever meet.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they tried to send him to his daddy. He cut up there. His daddy was like, oh no, I can't even do nothing with him. But he ended up in prison.
We were just talking about that earlier, about how some people, like, okay, my mom was really religious. I done said that so many times, people just know. And especially, you know, if you're from Omaha, if you know my mom, Miss Mary, she was really, really religious and kept us in church. But we ended up doing things that we shouldn't do. And it wasn't because it was lack of home training or lack of discipline. We used to get towed up. We used to get towed up. Somebody had posted something on Facebook the other day, and it was talking about, you know, getting towed up in church. I remember plenty of times when we used to go to house of prayer, and our mother used to take us in the back room and whoop the mess out of us, then drag us back to the bench and tell us, don't cry, don't look crazy, praise the Lord.
My mama didn't take me out of the room. We sat right there in the balcony of Salem, and she will pinch you and twist.
Please, no, we got
and then dare you to make a face or cry.
Sure, Candace in the chat, she know. Sure, we went to church together. We ain't no popping. Like, I would do that, you know, in the seat. But thump them on their arm or something. What are you doing? No, we got taken out and whooped with a belt in the back room. And then it was one of those old churches where it was real echoey and you can hear everything. Like, oh my God, it was so embarrassing because everybody, you come back there, oh, you got told. We heard you all the way in the
Stop it, you're making my coronavirus act up.
And did you hear about they said the first American died or something?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was in the news earlier today.
I know they found 2 cases and they couldn't figure out how these people
Child.
Y'all better start figuring something out, because
and we gotta
wipe out.
And we got a camp
Oh,
30 miles down the road. That
whatever.
coronavirus camp like 30
Right.
miles down the road. Mm-mm.
And see, my thing with that is, don't get me wrong, we have some of the best teaching schools and doctors here, you
Uh,
know, but if you don't have a vaccine, why the hell did you bring them here? What was the point in bringing them here?
I don't get it. I
And then
don't
why
know.
didn't y'all take them to Atlanta where the CDC is?
And see, they had them in like I think there's like 4 locations. I know there's one
Mm-hmm.
in Cali. I think there's one in, is it Texas?
There's one in Texas,
I think in Texas,
one here,
and one here, and I can't remember what the other one
Alaska.
is. Alaska. I can't remember. But yeah, we do have some great doctors here, and we have some great scientists and the cancer.
Candace, my aunt
Yeah,
used to do that.
but
But
still, girl, when we was rolling down to the Joshua Keto and
down to
Tyler
Beatrice.
Thomas court trial, when we was going back and forth to Beatrice, Nebraska, we have to drive right past where this quarantine camp was. And I used to get like freaked out every single time. I'd be like, roll
Got
the
the
windows
heebie
up,
jeebies.
roll the windows up. like it's just gonna fly through the window.
Look, y'all punch it. You gotta drive.
I
Like it
was
was just
like,
a cloud hanging over it.
I was telling Max, I was like, Robert, you know that it's like right down there. And it was
Stupid.
and it had the sign when we passed the city. It had the sign, and I'm like, dang, is they right down there? Like,
And keep
that's
them
crazy.
right down there.
Yeah. do not come to Omaha. Don't even
Be
cross
like, they
that.
got a line. Look, they got a line they can't cross. No. Keep them in their damn bubble.
Right. Do not come past Highway 150 or I-50, whatever it's called. But yeah, that's a mess. But Maurice said we have to love each other by force. Man, it was a lot of things done by force. Like a lot of people say, back then, you could whoop the kids, the teachers could whoop the kids, the neighbors could whoop the kids. That's something that we can't do anymore. I mean, people still do it. But people still do it. And I still think that people who discipline their children, sometimes they come out, a little bit, with a little bit more act right than the ones who are not disciplined in such a way. That's just
the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Spoil the child. That's right. That's right. That's one Bible verse.
So I did not spare the rod.
My mama made sure we
sure to spread it.
But yeah, that is so sad.
My mama didn't care what she picked up.
Gross house shoes. Oh my grandma. Oh my God. My grandma was getting flip-flop, brooms,
rulers.
I mean, whatever.
Comb brush.
The
Texas fly swatter.
Yep, the fly swatters, everything. Shoot. And of course the trusty belt, the trusty leather belt.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yes. But I'm not, I ain't saying that I liked it then, but I do appreciate everything I've been through,
Oh yeah. I know I was bad, so a lot of them I deserve. Some of them I took for my brother.
Yeah.
Punk, but
I took a lot from my little brothers. They used to always try to get me in trouble because I wouldn't let them do what they wanted to do when I was babysitting. So they would get me in trouble. Ah, man, I'm telling you, come home.
And you always got in trouble because you was the oldest. It was like
they believed them.
What do they got to do with anything?
So since my mama always believed them, I would do stuff. Eventually, I'm getting a whooping anyway.
Right, be like, might as well. I'm getting accused of it.
We be up in the house fighting, banging it out. Then when mama get home, they ain't got nothing to say when I started to retaliate. They just sitting there like, we had a good day.
Wait a minute, Maurice. You said a fan belt.
What?
What the hell?
Hold up. Oh, extension cords. We ain't never got the extension cords, but I know
I've
people.
seen people with it. I done seen, and I'm talking about them thick extension cords.
I seen
But
the results of the extension cords, but I ain't never got hit with one.
I ain't never got hit with
I
one.
probably
Thank
run
God.
away.
I tried to run away a couple of times, but my mom was so mean. I'll be calling myself running away. She come in there and help me pack. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, I ran away a lot. Once I got older, I would run away right down the street to my homegirl house.
You sound like my cousin when she was here. She would run away from her daddy house and come to our house every time. And she did that like 6 times. It was like, your daddy know where you at. She was like, I don't care.
I would call, I don't know if you remember, but there was a girl on our block named Tamika Perkins. And when we stayed on Pinckney Street, and that was one of the places I used to run away. And her grandma would just be like, go on down to the basement. I'm sure your mother will be here in a few days. I take all my clothes, and Tamika had a little bitty room in the basement, and all my clothes took over her whole room. And I'll be down there for like a week.
You didn't try to move them out one at a time.
It was so many clothes that I had that her and even her little cousins, we was all wearing my clothes. That's how much clothes we had. I took my whole bedroom to that girl's house. And then my mom would call, is you coming home? I done talked to the pastor, and she says that you need to bring your butt home. It was always the pastor. We had to go through the pastor for everything. I'm telling you, my
pastor ain't here.
Super religious. So I would bring my stuff home. Then maybe a few months later, we get into it again, and I pack my stuff up again. Go right down the street to the
You should have just left it in the damn luggage.
I should have.
Should have just left it there. Right there by the door.
My god brother did. Oh, heck no. With a Hot Wheel track. Them things hurt. I mean, I ain't never got hit with one by my mom, but you know, when you be playing around, you just be playing around with the brothers and stuff, and you just be hitting each other with the things
my brother and sister so much younger than me that I didn't play, we didn't play together like that. me and my sister kind of did, but
yeah.
My brother, hell, I'm like 7 years older than him. Maurice, what part of Texas you from?
Yeah, what part? He said we was like slaves in the 70s. Well, they was down south. Candace said, Maurice said he was too scared to run away because it was in the south or because of your parents. I'd be scared to run anywhere way down south. I'd be like, oh, that's a runaway slave. Catch
her. Girl, wait a minute. Speaking of that, we had went to Kentucky one time to go to the prison. But we were staying in West Virginia. Now, mind you, we didn't find out till that night that we were up there where the Hatfields and the McCoys was.
Whoa, the McCoys?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wow.
The actual ones.
The neighbors that got into it, and them, right?
Yes.
I know who you're talking about.
Now, we walked up in the Kmart. Tanya, I promise you, when we walked in there, it sounded like the music said "Scrud," and because everybody was turning and looking, and I'm a little ignorant, so I got to go. Oh Lord, Master done let us go. What is us gonna do? Help us! My girlfriend was like, "Shut up!" I was like, "That's how they looking at us, hell." I had a ball in there.
Well, I'm gonna be down in Mississippi this summer. I'll be down there in Mississippi. One of the YouTubers.
I'm trying to get back to Arkansas to see my family.
One of the YouTubers that I follow or support, they having like a get together for like people who some of their subscribers. We having like a little gathering, a little kickback. a weekend of events.
Oh,
It's gonna be in Mississippi, and I cannot wait. Only been to Mississippi like once, and that was just like the outskirts when I was in Memphis, Tennessee, like 4 years ago for a family reunion, and we had to go to like a grocery store, or a dollar store, or something, and it was like Memphis and Mississippi, they like a line, it's like a thin line.
see, I never been to Mississippi.
I
Hey, y'all, I used to
literally,
live in Houston too. I
I was
lived off of
probably,
Leewood and Bissonnette.
I was
Hey,
probably,
Leaf, hey.
I was probably 20 feet into Mississippi. I mean, like literally 2 feet. We went to a
And that's
store.
because you was on the shoulder.
I didn't really get in the state. I was just like, I was like, oh, hold up, we in Mississippi? It was like, yeah, girl, 2 blocks away was Mississippi. I was like, oh. We went like another few blocks, went to the dollar store, and drove back to Memphis. So I ain't really been in Mississippi. I ain't gonna call that.
But that's kind of like how like with me in Louisiana. I mean, I've driven because my stepmom is from right there on the. She's from Texarkana. You know how it's dual cities. Texas. I mean, it's Texarkana, but it's on both sides. And literally, you cross the street. One side you in Texas, the other side you in Arkansas.
That's just how it is. Yep. But Candace, we're going to Columbus, Mississippi this summer. And Candace says she's from Greenwood, Mississippi. My family is actually from this very, very, very tiny dot in Mississippi called Coldwater. It's a very small town in Mississippi called Coldwater.
Look, you don't find it nowhere till you get
You
to
ain't gonna
Mississippi.
find it. And it's funny, my grandma used to always tell the story when we was little how in Coldwater, Mississippi, the town was so small and they had like a river and it would always over flood the town. So after years and years of that, they eventually moved the whole town like so many miles down the road. They moved the whole town.
But that's what they about to start doing to them towns in Iowa that got flooded last year.
They making
new people. They making new people because it was supposed to be 100-year floodplain. Mm-hmm. But think about it. In the last 20 years, it has flooded like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So the insurance companies are like, we can't keep paying out. Y'all either need to move or keep getting flooded. And the thing is, when they move, they can't build nothing else there.
Right. It's crazy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, 1 or 2 floods coming home to a moldy house with water 8 feet.
I'm telling you, when we rode through there on our way to Kansas City, and the right lane of the highway of Highway 29 was closed because the water was still up on the highway. And you could see parts where the concrete had buckled from the water. It just looked. Y'all marching, hold hands, and sang.
He said, "Up north we call riots and burn store." Well, it did happen in Omaha some years ago, but we had a reason.
Wait a minute, he talking about down south we march and hold hands and sing.
I
think got bit by dogs. Maurice, don't start that north versus south stuff.
I know. He had me down there singing Kumbaya.
Right. We shall overcome. Tanya made me do it. Tanya made me do it. Yep.
Candace said, you all have seen The Help. Yep. They recorded it in our town. Morgan Freeman from there. He went to school with my auntie. Yep, they recorded it. I like The Help. I really like that. That was
didn't.
Oh, he said he giving us our prop. Oh, okay.
Hey, all right. I'll take that.
You know we just messing with you. We just playing.
we just playing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I guess we can wrap that story up. I hope they get help. That one thing I was going to say before we start on the next story. I hope they really get him help.
Right,
Just lock
right.
him up. We don't need another Nico Jenkins out there.
Truly,
I
truly.
mean, this boy is still 9 years old. I think he's young enough
He's
where they
still
can.
very impressionable, and
Yeah,
he's young enough where they can do something with him and
right.
to rehabilitate him. His
Yeah.
because if they wait any longer, then he's gonna be lost, and
Mhm.
that's all. He's gonna be institutionalized, and that's all he's gonna know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad. I
I know.
hope both of them turn out okay.
Yeah, especially the
Baby
little
girl.
girl.
Mhm.
I wonder if there's going to be any charges brought on the mother, though. I mean, she did say she only left him for 10 minutes, but technically speaking,
They
a
still gonna say
child
that's
that age,
abandonment.
a child that age is not supposed to be left alone to care for another child
But see,
that
I
young.
don't think he was caring for her. I mean,
I'm not saying
what
he's
what
not
if?
caring for her, but technically speaking, that child is left in the care of a 9-year-old child. I mean,
Well, yeah.
technically speaking, but I mean, I don't know. I'm waiting for further updates. Then we can talk about it later. But the next subject, do you want to talk about the 5 teens or the mother and the daughter?
Let's save the 5 teens.
Okay, we'll say that one for last. So we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about the mother and the daughter. Let me bring that story up real quick. Okay. Ooh, child. It's just so much going on. I'm
It's
like
the devil is busy.
truly
He is
busy.
busy.
That old slew foot. Sure, but okay, let's see. All right. A mother and a daughter. Now this story, I think it
That's
first
ridiculous.
came out last year.
Yeah, it came
And
out sometime last year.
yes. So a mother and a daughter who were accused of killing 5 of their family members inside a Morrisville apartment. Um, they have pleaded not guilty to killing 5 of their close relatives, including 3 little kids.
It's so
Um,
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. The mother's name is Shanna Decree. She is 46 years old, and her daughter's name is Dominique Decree, and she is 20 years old. Authorities have found the bodies of 3 children and 2 adults in what they said was a trashed apartment in 2019. I remember this. I remember this story from last year.
I don't remember seeing it.
But they both pleaded not guilty Tuesday, a few days ago, to killing 5 of their relatives, including 3 children.
Like, why
Authorities
would you
found.
sit there and lie? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just going to say, authorities found the bodies of 3 children and 2 adults in a trashed apartment, and they soon arrested Shanna and Dominique Decree, charging them with the deaths. And I'm trying to see if I can find where.
But I mean, nobody have figured. I mean, nobody reported them missing. The
Well,
smell
see,
didn't start.
let me see. Let me read a little further. I'm trying to find the backstory, but let's see.
And like, why would you drag your family through this unnecessarily?
Okay, they saying this is what they saying. They said the victims were Shanna's children. Oh my God, you don't remember this, Karma Diva? This was
No,
like so crazy when it came out because okay,
they're her
the victim,
children.
yeah, the mom, the victims were Shanna's children. Naira, girl, it was a 25-year-old. I think it's Naira Smith. Damon Decree, who was 13, Naira Smith, 25. Both of Mooresville, and Shanna Decree's sister, Jamila Campbell, and her sister's 9-year-old twin. So Shanna, the mom, she killed 2 of her kids. Then she killed her own sister, and then she killed her sister's twins. So 3 adults, 2 children. The twins' names was Imani and Erica Allen. All 5 of them was found in a bedroom in the apartment of a 3-story brick red complex in Morrisville across the Delaware River in Trenton, New Jersey. Smith, Damon Decree Jr. and the twins had been suffocated, and Campbell had been strangled. Her sister, she strangled her sister. One of them, the mother or the daughter, strangled them. And they said authorities discovered the scene after a child welfare officer arrived for an unannounced visit and was let in the building by someone who works there, according to court papers. They said they found Shanna and her daughter both disoriented inside the apartment, where furniture had been turned over, drywall was cracked, glass lay around the place. They said they found 4 bodies, but they discovered a 5th underneath another that was next to a bed. It sounds like maybe some drugs might have been involved.
Drugs or some serious mental health issues.
Yeah.
Serious. That sounds like some schizophrenia kind of, like when they're in that manic state, or like you said, some kind of drugs. Because what would make, first of all, what would warrant you killing them babies? What could they have possibly done? What?
Lord, I'm looking up something right now. Let me see. Something from February. Okay, I'm looking back to February of 2019. Yep, that's when the story first came out, was in February of 2019. They had claimed then that their 5 relatives wanted to die. So was they trying to say that was a mercy killing? I don't know. Now, this is really bizarre to me.
Put them bitches under the jail.
And they look crazy. They pictures. I wish I could bring their pictures. Let me see if I can bring their pictures up. Hold on. Let me share the screen.
Uh-oh, here we go.
You know what I do to share the screen? Something always mess up.
Here we go.
Okay, let's see. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see them?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's the mother on the left, and of course the daughter on the right.
The mother looked like somebody I know.
She does, huh? She kind of looks familiar.
I ain't gonna say the name out loud, but she looked like somebody I know pretty well. Maurice, I'm with you. I got family members I can't stand. And as long as they stay on the other side of the room, I'm cool. We don't have to speak.
That's when you love them from a distance. Right. That's when you love them from a distance. I'm like that.
I don't want no harm to come to them.
Right.
We ain't got to talk. We ain't got to wave at each other. Yeah, you know I don't like you, and I know you don't like me.
Candace said you can see it in the eyes.
Uh-huh.
Something just right. It don't seem like any compassion there.
It's a disconnect.
Like
their eyes look vacant, just like they looking through you and not at you.
That's crazy. You done killed 2 of your kids. I wonder what made her keep that daughter right there alive.
Because she was helping kill.
Like, he said he ain't been to a family reunion in 15, 20 years. Well, you know what? We actually had our first big family reunion like 4 or 5 years ago. I was actually over that. I had to put the thing together. Then I enlisted, different family members from different parts of the United States. And we put together a reunion in Memphis. That's what I was talking about. I was like 5 feet into Mississippi. That was on that trip.
See, my Texas family, my family is, I'm serious. When we have because we do a reunion, it was every 2 years, but now the elders have been dropping, so we've been trying to do it like once a year. But we we got at each reunion we have at least 200 people show up, and
Yeah.
that's not even touching the surface of our family. Our family is huge,
Yeah.
and I when I see stories like this, it breaks my heart that people go through this with their families,
Mhm.
and because that's not what family is supposed to be about.
It's not.
That's and
It
somewhere along the line somebody didn't show them the true meaning of family and how to be affectionate.
got, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they from this story. I remember when it first came out last year. Uh, here's the apartment building. That's the apartment building where they were killed. And I don't know if y'all can see, but those are like the pictures of the people.
I just heard my daughter knock my makeup over.
Oh shoot.
She in the bathroom and I left my makeup outside.
Oh, there's the twins. Oh,
Bless their
poor
souls.
babies. Poor babies. Yeah,
They
Candace.
safe
That
now.
it could be psychotic. It could be um oh Lord.
Drug related, but I think it might have been a little of both.
Yeah, it could have been a little of both too. But because they're saying that they wanted to die, you know that ain't the case. You know that ain't the case. So I think these women are trying to, maybe it has something to do with drugs, but they trying to plead like they insane or plead the insanity. Oh, the devil told us to do
Probably.
it. Oh, they asked us to kill them. Child.
Right, Maurice. Right.
What Maurice say? Let me get back off of this screen.
He said at the bottom, he said, them people didn't ask to die. Of course they didn't.
Right. No, they didn't ask to die. They didn't ask to
Especially
die.
not them babies.
And they pleaded not guilty. Like, okay. But they said they were disoriented. That's why I'm thinking that something else was involved. Like maybe they had something in their system and they went crazy. Shoot, they could have been on that what's that stuff that make people what's
You
that?
know what? I want with that bath salt.
I don't know. That's one of them. That's one of them that be making people go crazy and hallucinate. But that other stuff too. They be putting in their weed and their cigarettes.
That K2. That's the
Yeah,
same thing.
I know somebody personally who went on boy, it was a mess. They had to put them in the psychiatric center and everything for a couple of weeks, and then they've been on meds ever since. And that was just for doing it one time. That was just doing it one time,
They say
and now
one
they crazy.
time. Yeah.
They crazy. Probably gonna be crazy for the rest of their doggone life.
That's ridiculous.
But it's sad. The things out here that people, um, who
I
was I?
wonder if they had like I want to say almost like a gas leak or something like that. If they were in there disoriented.
I don't know because I don't know. The other victims was either strangled or suffocated. And my thing is also, how did these two people
Get all
get
five of them?
Yeah,
They had to be asleep when they did this.
they
Because
had.
otherwise, what was they doing? Standing there to my, oh, me next, me.
Yeah, they probably both of them probably got each adult together. They probably get each adult together, and then the 9-year-old twins. They probably each did one of them. That is so sad. That is so sad. Like, I mean, it's crazy enough for people to kill their family members, but then when they mess around with the little kids, that just makes me so upset. That just really makes me so upset. But yeah, so
Bless
I'm
their
gonna be
souls.
following
They
this.
don't have no. They in a better place now. They truly are.
Yeah,
Anything got to be better than that.
yeah, they are in a much better place. So we're gonna have to. This is one of the stories that we are gonna have to do an update on later once the trial starts, because no.
Now this last one.
This last story, Lord have mercy, y'all. This last story, you said black folks don't normally. Right. Oh, that's
Right,
it.
we don't do that.
Wet. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was
Oh,
thinking of. That wet. That
yeah,
embalming.
that embalming
Yeah,
fluid.
that's what I was thinking about. I remember a guy I used to mess around with. One time he was on that stuff and he had got booty bucket naked and was outside running around the Spencer projects. You know in the projects those wooden poles they had every so many feet in the parking lot. He was pouncing up on them, like jumping up on them, like screaming at the top of his lungs, child.
That's sad, but I mean,
I swear to
that
God.
would be some funny shit to see. Just you
I
hear some
swear to God.
yelling. Look, you hear yelling. You look outside. You be like, oh hell no.
You look outside and all you see is this fool up there butt naked. I was like, I don't know him. I don't know him.
He be like, Tanya, I love you.
I don't know him. Man, the stories. And it was one of those episodes too. No shit. It was one of those episodes. It
Oh
was
my
a party.
god.
Somebody was having a party in the projects. And we had got into it that night. And he was literally outside screaming for me to come back. I was like, oh hell no.
Tanya.
I can't do it no more. I don't know. I can't do it no more.
Look, now every time I come over your house, I'm gonna say, Tanya.
Sounded like Rocky Balboa,
Yo,
Adrian.
Tanya.
She said, freaky, but oh, we ain't gonna talk about booty freaky. She is booty freaky Freddie, Maurice.
Yeah, booty freaky Freddie. You gotta say it right.
That story. We had told a story of me and Samantha had told a story of booty freaky Fred like a year ago.
He's real though.
Yeah, he remembers it, but yeah, he was real.
He was real.
He
Now,
showed
I don't know
up.
if Three Finger Willie was Three Finger Willie real.
I don't know, but I used to be scared to walk through Adams Park when I had to go to when I went to Howard Kennedy on 30th, and we had to walk. That's when we stayed in the projects off of Parker, right across from the gym, and I had to walk all the way down Howard Kennedy. I had to walk to school.
Oh, you said you lived off Parker. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, how?
We stayed in
Adams Park, but okay.
We stayed in not the apartments right on 30th that was facing the gym, but if you go up 30th, the first row that went adjacent to the gym. Like I said, if you go straight up Parker and you turn right, that first row, that's where we stayed. Okay. And I had to walk all the way down to Howard Kennedy by myself. And I was 5 years old. And I was horrified. I was terrified. Sometimes I walked 30th Street with friends, and sometimes we went the back way and walked through Adams Park. It was scary.
You went to Adams Park. You passed Howard Kennedy.
Because I had friends, and sometimes we would meet up in places and walk to school.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You see, I had to think about it. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's not. It's right. It's like it's not that far from Howard Kennedy.
No, trust me. I know my family. They live right there on 33rd and Maple.
I know,
but yeah, but I mean, to get to Adams Park, you pass Howard
because
Kennedy.
If you go, there's a part. If you go through Adams Park, we used to cut through Adams Park to get to the school, and we would like hit like a block or two behind the school. Trust me.
But I'm saying, y'all walk past it. All you gotta do is go down the hill.
No, what I'm saying is I used to meet up with friends who stayed over there by Adams Park. That's what I'm saying. See, you missed that whole sentence. I said
I did.
We used to meet with friends. Sometimes I would take 30th Street. And when I take 30th Street, I would be on the other side by what was that barbecue place?
And
that barbecue pig. What was the name of that barbecue place back then? Remember? Well, now it's
Cajun Kitchen is
right now. It's Cajun Kitchen, but it was like a barbecue spot.
I kind of remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So we used to walk on that side of the street. Remember when they had the bridge?
The bridge still there.
The bridge. We used to walk over the bridge.
It's still there because I park under it for every parade.
Girl,
That's
that was
my instant.
scary. And I never knew if he was really like, if he really did all those things to people. I never seen him before. I just used to hear it was like a folklore. It was like a
He
folklore.
was a neighborhood legend.
But I believe Pigley's, that's what it was, Candace. Thank you. Pigley's. That's the name of that joint. It used to be called Pigley's. I remember it had something to do with a pig.
I'm laughing because my daughter is standing in my doorway dancing.
It's time for you to go to bed.
For real.
But yeah, Booty Freaky Fred. I ain't never met him. I ain't never seen him. I believe he was real. I believed he was real. That's all I need.
Believed he was more real than Santa.
That's all I need to do. Believe he was real. But yes, I can't believe Maurice remembered that story.
He was real here in Omaha. He was real.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get on our last story of the night, y'all.
So
our last
these kids,
story.
Oh, I want to take them and just smack their heads together.
Chad.
5 kids, and they are being charged with capital murder. The youngest is what, 14?
Mm-hmm.
And they range in age from 14 to 17. These 5 dummies decide they were going to kill this young little white girl. So they rang her doorbell, and the ring doorbell captured all of it. They didn't know her daddy was in the backyard, and I believe a cousin or somebody, or no, the brother was like on the side of the house or something. They go into the house, kill this girl. The daddy and the brother hear the shots, and they start chasing them. The news report says, well, they didn't have a hard time finding one of them because she lived directly across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then they did eventually capture all of them. They claim that they killed this girl because they robbed her grandmother's house and she had knowledge of it.
Mm-hmm. Like, child. The suspect.
Makes sense.
And this happened in Biloxi, Mississippi. Biloxi. Biloxi police, they charged 5 teens with capital murder after a robbery turned deadly on Monday afternoon. The police said they robbed a girl under the age of 18 and threatened her at gunpoint. Authorities said a fight broke out and the victim was shot and killed. The suspects all ranged from ages, it was 15 to 17 years old. Yakisha Blackman, 17. Willow Blackman, must be her sister. 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 15. Jasmine Kelly, 15. Jarvis Cook, 17. And Jaquez Porter, 17. All these kids were arrested, and the bond for 4 of the suspects was set at $1 million for 4 of them. Peace.
Good.
Lord Jesus.
Good.
This is
because all 5 of them dummies together couldn't have made a better plan.
15
5 brains.
15 years old. Let me share the screen so you can see
Ruining your life.
Y'all need to see these kids. Hold on, let me see.
They've ruined 6 lives now. 60 different families. Well, 5 because the 2 are related, I believe.
Let me see if I can
ruin all these families.
Let's see.
And for
do I need to make it? See, is that big enough?
You can't see the bottom 2.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to scroll.
Oh.
To
you can see them.
Okay, all right. So there's 3 of them at the top. Those 3 at the top is Jasmine Kelly, Jarvis Cook, and let me get this ad out the way. Okay, Jasmine Kelly, Jarvis Cook, Jaquez Porter. Those are 3 of the teens. And then we have, scroll down. I hate these ads be popping up when you're trying to read stuff. Okay, and then these 2 right here, Yakisha Blackman on the left, Willow Blackman on the right. They kind of look like they might be sisters. Look at the noses.
Yeah, I think they are sisters.
Yeah, they kind of look like they might be sisters.
Candace, you live over. I wonder if you know my sister. I just
Child,
seen you said you grew up over there by Wakanda. That's where my daddy and them live at, over there in that neighborhood.
you said if R. Kelly could hold on, what Maurice said?
He said if R.
Oh,
Kelly couldn't make $1 million bond, they damn sure can't.
I know.
Right.
That
In
ain't fun,
Mississippi, they gonna be there.
man. That'd be a lifetime of sitting that bond out.
But I'm just saying, you 5 dummies. First of all, why did it take 5 of y'all to go kill her? And there was only one gun. Second of all, why did you kill her in the first place? You stole from her grandmother, a
Right.
place that from what I had read, they had been in there multiple times because they were allegedly her friends.
I'm trying to see if there was another link that I was looking at earlier.
I think, remember, I sent you 2 of them.
Oh, the other one you sent me was for YouTube. Okay.
Mm-hmm. One
Well,
was where I first heard the story, which was on Willie D. Yeah,
okay.
Willie D.
Hold on. Let me type something in real quick.
But yeah, this is ridiculous. And as Willie D would say, your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out.
Yeah, that is truly embarrassing to be. I thank God. I thank God every day that my sons ain't never done no crazy mess like that to make me want to disown them. But it says right here that, just to give y'all a little bit more information on the story, it says right here that police says Harris was shot after an altercation, but her grandfather's fiance told them that this was premeditated. That's what the grandfather's fiance said. Madison Harris had been living with her grandparents for 4 years after her parents had divorced. James Wadawick, who was engaged to her grandma, said the family is struggling with grief after the shooting that took Harris away from them. Waldeck said he learned something was wrong when his Ring doorbell app showed an ambulance at their home. He said the camera at the garage door revealed much more about what happened inside the home. Madison was here, her very good friend Paul, and her dad was in the backyard raking leaves. And one girl came in. He saw on the Ring doorbell. I need one of those, the Ring doorbell. He said about a half hour before. And then, according to the Ring doorbell, 4 of them charged in an unlocked door here at the carport. And within a matter of 10 seconds, the shooting, the screaming, and them running out the door being chased by Paul, her friend, and then her dad. So they think it was all premeditated.
Because why would you come to her house with a loaded gun?
Right. And they said some of those charged were once considered friends. They were in their house. He said they thought they were friends. They was over there numerous times. They lived like 2 doors down the street.
They all live in the neighborhood.
And they also think that those same kids, they think that they were involved in a burglary at a house 2 weeks ago in the neighborhood.
And it's sad. That's just, first of all, get your lazy asses up and go work. These kids are lazy and entitled nowadays. Get up, go work for what you want. Yep. Stop expecting people to just give you shit just because you're here.
Right.
That ain't how life works.
Yep. And they actually said that the house had been burglarized like 2 weeks ago and a police report was filed. So they think that the teens came back in retaliation from that first crime because that same house was robbed. And they think that, the teens had did it then. So they filed a police report and then they came back 2 weeks later and they came back with the gun. That's crazy. So yeah, it sounds like premeditation to me. That's probably why it's $1 million bond on them kids. And they ain't gonna get out on that. They're gonna be sitting there all the way through the trial. all the way
That's,
through the
I
crop.
mean, that's just I mean, I feel for their parents, but I mean, we can't always blame the parents for stuff. But it goes back to what are we teaching these kids?
I
What are
want to know where
you
they got the gun from.
that
Like,
too?
uh, I don't know. It's a hot mess, and all of them was given $1 million bond, except for one. They said except for one,
Probably the
and
15-year-old.
yeah, probably the 15-year-old. But they said the 17-year-old suspect was already out on bond for an
Yeah, one of
assault
them was
from
already.
last year.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
speaking of stuff like that, did you see where they keep robbing them that car place up here on 72nd?
I had heard about that. I think was that you who was telling me about that? That some kids
They were
been robbing.
12-year-old. They were like 12 and 14, and it's like three or four of them. And they uh broke the glass on the front
Uh-huh.
window, go in, steal the keys. They've been taking cars, so they crashed some cars, so they got arrested. Put them on ankle monitors. These little some bitches cut the ankle monitors and went and robbed from the same car place again.
What?
And the
What?
car place across the street. I was like, see, and they showing them on like the night vision, and they just taking their time walking through the business and shit. I was like,
They
what
cut
the
their
hell?
ankle monitors off and then went back to the same doggone car. How old are they
Did
again?
you hear me? They like 12, 14.
That's why they ignorant. They still that age where they think they can do whatever they want to do. And that's just kind of like these kids that went back and killed that little girl. Like, okay, you got caught up one time and you think, oh, okay, I got y'all. I'm gonna prove they got something to prove. A lot of kids that
Right.
age always got something to prove, and that's the same situation. They could cut their ankle monitors off, and they could have went to Wolfson's. Well, I heard actually that Wolfson's was out of cars. They done
Oh,
sold
are they?
all the girl the income
Oh, it
taxes.
is the beginning of the year.
Good. Income taxes must have been good to Wolfson's this year.
Wolfson's was
It's
always too
still only
expensive to me.
I ain't never went to Wilson's, but I did. I had a relative who always went to Wilson's. I would drive by there and I'd be like, dang, the cheapest car for the pot down payment was like $4,000-5,000 down.
Right. They was
I can buy a
always. I
whole
mean,
car.
for it to be a used car lot, I was like, they too damn expensive.
Thank you, but I know people who would go there all the time, and they did have nice cars. They had
They
some
did
really
have
nice
nice
cars.
cars. They
Mhm.
did.
But they could have went to Sonny Gerber, Paul Gerber, Wolfson's, LA Auto. I mean, they went back to the same car lot.
The little dealership, like where they just built that storage place right there on 72nd and Maple, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's the little car lot. That's the little car lot they keep stealing from. That little itty bitty car lot.
Now I want where your mama at. That's all I want to know.
Right.
At 12
She
years
finna
old,
get her ass whooped for letting you out the house.
how you leave the house and you got an ankle monitor on and you done left the house, man? I'm telling you.
Look, hey, ankle monitor saying he's still at home.
He at home sleep. It's little.
Be like, didn't you see the ankle monitor? It said he was at home.
These kids out here, they so hard head. These kids so hard head. But I always go back to a lot of times it's easy for us to say where your mama at. But some of these kids, they just have a mind on their own. They know right from wrong. They know they ain't supposed to be stealing no cars. I mean, but okay, they might need to be, instead of the ankle monitors, they need to put them down in the detention center.
DCYC.
They need to be in the detention center. Let they bust sit down for a couple of years and learn their lesson. Because sometimes it takes that. You don't want to see little kids locked up, but if you don't do something right now,
I have learned you cannot save every child. You can't.
You can't.
And unfortunately, there are these. I mean, if they get to these kids now and start trying to turn them around into doing something positive, they may be able to, but they may be too far gone now.
Too far, because sometimes 12 is too far gone. 13 is too far gone. It just depends on what all these children
their maturity level too.
Right. And what all they've been doing since they were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what I hate
And what they've
when
been
I receive.
exposed to.
Exactly. But what I really hate is when a lot of parents, they wait till their kids is up in age and then try to discipline them and try to ground them and punish them and take things away from them. By then they ready to knock you upside their head. You didn't let them get away with
Girl,
all kind of mess
uh-uh.
when they was growing up.
I told I've been on my kids' butt since they could walk and talk. But I've told my kids, like, my son's 6 foot tall. So I told him, I said, even with you being taller than me, even with me being sick, I don't give a damn if I got to use every ounce of energy in my body. I wish you would try to disrespect me.
Thank you. Gotta get them
I
up off you. Gotta get them up off you. Shoot.
I told him, man, I will check you so damn hard. And
Mhm.
he tells his sister, I'm like, we be talking, and he be like, Mom's crazy. I'm a little scared of her. I'm like, scared of me? He was like, yeah, you not all there sometimes. I'm like,
See, and it's a difference between, like, I think all kids should have fear in their heart for their parents, not be
mm-hmm.
afraid of their
Like
parents.
they
Like,
flinching every time the
right,
parent walk
you
by.
should,
But
right, you shouldn't come home and be scared to open the refrigerator and get something to eat. Or
right,
you know what I mean?
right.
You can be scared of your parents like that, but you should have some fear in your heart, like in
I
your
will.
heart that if you
We.
did something
I'm gonna
wrong,
take you in the middle of the street, and we gonna box for
yeah.
real.
Maurice said, I don't bother these teens, don't speak to them. They always at the store asking me to buy them cigars and stuff. Not gonna do it. I want one of them to jump outside.
So he says we can slap one of them. Slap two of them while you at it. Shit. Like I said, take them and knock their heads together like the Stooges used to do.
Man, and I'm like, when we were younger, we did a lot of stuff. A lot of people I knew who hung around us, our neighborhood, um, did things. But like I was talking to somebody the other day, it seemed like no matter what we did, I mean, I knew people who was out there stealing cars, selling drugs, breaking and entering. I mean, a lot of us did different things. I never did nothing serious like that, but a lot of us did different things and were in trouble a lot. But it was like you could be like in the process of stealing a car, and an old lady be walking past you with her groceries, and you would help her cross the street.
Right.
You would
Right.
or you would be
We
cussing.
were never nowhere as disrespectful as these kids are. They are.
Exactly. The respect is gone. Like we would be cussing our butts off like sailors, and an older person would walk past, and we'd be like, "Shut up."
Right. Right.
And then as soon as
Right.
they leave, man, oh, what the, we would go right back in it. But now,
Right.
like at these schools, these high schools, I'm so glad my kids are out of high school. Great.
Girl, you know I hear it when I go up there.
They be, they mouse, and they be talking about everything, what they did to the girl last night in the back of her house. I mean, all kind of stuff, talking all dirty and nasty. And there's grown-ups right there. Like, we can hear you.
Well, see, my son, he don't know. I mean, a lot of my friends know who he is, but he don't know who they are. And then my daddy's friends, a lot of them work up there, and he don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And so, but I've always told my kids, I said, you never know who I know that knows you.
Yeah.
So when you leave this house, you better always be on your best behavior.
Exactly.
Because if it come back to me that you been somewhere showing your ass, I'm going to show mine. And trust me, I'm going to win that game.
Yeah. I can recall how my sons, like you said, your kids don't always know who you know, but your friends know who they are. And sometimes that's because
Mm-hmm.
of social media. Like,
Right.
we would post pictures of our kids at their graduations, at their birthday parties,
Right.
school
Right.
events. So a lot of times we adults know people kids, but the kids don't know us. And many times people will see my sons out and about where they job or the restaurant where they worked or grocery store or whatever. And they be like, they would go to me and say, "Oh, I know your mama. Ain't your name such and such?" And they would always come back and give me some. They was very respectful. They was, "Yes, ma'am," and all this kind of stuff.
That's
And the
like when
kid
I
was
first met
looking at them like,
AD.
"Who are you?" They didn't know who the grown up was, but they knew they better.
Remember when AD first met me? That was up there when that girl was talking about tussling.
Y'all had me hollering. Y'all had me messing with
Girl,
my baby, my big old
that
baby,
shit was what that girl. She looked
trying to hook
strong.
him up with that manly girl.
Hey, she had a job. Shit. He was like, mm. She was all buff. I mean,
My son was like, she had more muscles than me.
he was like, no, thank you. And Mark's stupid ass. He
Oh
was just
my
making it worse.
Talking about y'all be up there tussling.
That shit was hilarious.
She better pick my son up and carry him over her. You know, back in the
she
back
gonna,
in the day,
she gonna carry him like a cave woman.
back in the day when a man used to carry that woman to their cave.
Right.
That's how she gonna be carrying my son. I'm
Right.
like, uh, I'm like, who got all the testosterone in this relationship? No,
She had an extra dose.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. That was too funny. I will never forget that.
Oh,
Y'all
Maurice,
know
my mama
all
was
y'all
way
came
worse than my
off.
daddy. My mama 5'2" of pure meanness.
Mm-mm.
And
My
she'll tell you
mama,
that.
my mom, she disciplined me mainly, and my father disciplined. Well, my stepdad, he disciplined my brothers mainly. He was always like, "I don't want to discipline her. She's a girl. I don't want to, spank her or something." So he would always tell on me. He'd be like, "Your daughter, your daughter, your daughter." But when it came to the boys, oh, sure, he
My
would
daddy,
tear
the
them
only
up.
whooping I ever got from my daddy was he smacked my hand when I was about 10. He was like, "Stop." And I'm looking at him like,
Oh,
"Really?"
like what that gonna do, Daddy?
It was like,
He
and
said,
he only did it because my cousin was, uh, she was fucking crybaby.
"Oh,
And she, oh, Jackie, she, and my dad just was tired of hearing her
she was
whining, so he was
a
like, "Stop."
tattletale." Oh,
Yeah. I was like, "Now you really finna get your ass kicked."
oh, see, I'm just glad to be grown. I don't care what age I get. I'm glad to be grown. Something, you know how you used to
Not
wish
me,
that you could
shit.
go back to 18 or go back to 9. I don't want to go back. I don't want
I
to.
do.
I don't
Take me
want
back to high
to.
school, shit.
I do not want to go back. Full speed ahead. When the gray hairs come, I'm gonna welcome them. Not the chin
I
hairs.
already,
I'm not welcoming no chin hairs though. What's up
she
with
said,
the women out here with mustaches and chin hairs that
and they don't even
they don't
care.
even care? Like, I'm sorry, we on a totally different subject.
Girl, they just be here. I mean, and it be looking like they be like waxing it down and shit. And
No,
it's like,
I be seeing people on Facebook posting their selfies and it's just all bush. Just all bush right here. And I'll be like, I mean, whiskers. I'm like, what? There's stuff out there for that. There's stuff out there. PSA. There is stuff out there for that.
I am not gonna say
I will never let whiskers grow. I will wax them, shave them, cut them,
Maurice said that's nasty.
pluck them. I don't
know.
get
I
it.
got a pair,
I just don't get
girl.
it.
I got a pair of tweezers and my mirror and my little flashlight, and girl,
I just don't get it. And I be seeing women out there around my age who got all these long hairs under their neck. I'm like, what? Do you know? Ping. Do you know that? Like, I be want to snatch them out. Like, did you know that was there? How long has this been growing? Like,
like you don't feel that? You don't feel a little itchy?
you don't feel that wiry brush under your. I mean, I know I got some extra skin under here, but I don't want no extra hair.
She said, I don't want no extra hair.
We gotta draw the line somewhere.
I told you that's gonna be our new segment. Draw the line.
That's right.
I told you it's too much shit that we need to draw the line on. Damn it, we need to draw the line.
You know what? We're gonna have to make a list. We're gonna have to compile a list of things that we just think that we gotta just draw the line.
Oh Lord, and you know what would be funny? If we can get Tony to read it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I gotta call him. I ain't heard from him lately.
Pastor so good, can't get right.
That's Deacon do wrong, can't do right.
Deacon do wrong, can't do right. I knew it was
That's
a
right.
pastor or a deacon or a.
No, Vanessa nicknamed me Pastor Pimp.
What the hell?
There's a reason
You talking about
behind it.
Vanessa
Smith.
Oh, you talking about
Sister.
You talking about
Leola's daughter.
Leola's daughter. She
Yeah, Miss
named
Leola's
what?
daughter. She
Miss
nicknamed
Leola,
me
rest
Pastor
in peace.
Pimp. Yeah, Miss Leola, a legend.
Yes, Miss Leola, rest in peace. Her daughter, Vanessa, from Proud to Be. She named you what?
Pastor Pimp.
And
Hey,
it ain't easy.
it sure ain't. Trust me.
It ain't easy.
He said me and wear skinny jeans, draw the line. You
No,
know,
no. Y'all
I used to say that, but
y'all need to look up. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the link in here. Let me hold on. Wait a minute.
Lord.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it.
You already got Pimp right here.
Pimp juice. Hey.
He only want me for my pimp juice.
Pimp juice. Okay, I'm about to put a link in here, y'all. I'm about to put a link. Y'all have to listen to this link. Now, I had actually got permission from somebody that I'm Facebook friends with, and he was hanging out with his fellas, with his guys, and they got on the conversation of skinny jeans and why men wear them. And so I had heard it and I was hollering. It was so funny. And so I asked for his permission to post it on my YouTube channel. And you probably know who I'm talking about because he be in our chat all the time. But I'm gonna put the link right here.
I already know who.
You know what I'm talking about.
And I can just hear him fussing because he be coming over here talking shit too.
He be talking stuff and he cool as hell though. He cool as hell.
He's crazy as hell.
I just posted the link in the chat, y'all. Y'all have to check out that video. All you gotta do is
I'm surprised he ain't on here tonight.
I know he always be hitting me up. He be sending me links to stories. I be telling y'all, a lot of people be sending us links. Like some people think the stuff we talk about is stuff we just. Sometimes somebody referred it to us and hit us up and said, "Could y'all talk about this? Could y'all review this story?" You know, stuff like that. But yeah, you have to watch that skinny jeans video, and it's funny. It's called, the name of the video is "Grown Men Discussing Skinny Jeans." That's the name of the video.
I'm already knowing.
And that shit
I don't even want to.
hilarious.
I don't even want to deal with him. I
It
don't even
was
want to do.
hilarious. And it's him and his guy friends, and they all sitting on the back patio. And one of them brought up skinny jeans because I guess one of the dudes, I guess they thought he was wearing skinny jeans. So so they started.
That fool he probably roasted the hell out of
Y'all have
that
to
dude.
watch. Y'all have to watch the video.
Oh my gosh.
But I did bleep out. I did cover the guys' faces and stuff, so all you hear is their voice. But they laughing and they talking crap, and it's funny. It's funny. But yeah, check out that video. I just posted the link in the chat, so all you gotta do is click on the link and watch the video. But now that we talking about what people send to us, I just wanted to make a disclaimer before we end this live. The other night, I did a live book review on this book called Three Bodies Burning, which is a true crime story that happened in Omaha, Nebraska, but where the Mexican cartel and some people who live here in Omaha, drug dealers. It was like a bad drug deal. It went horrible. 3 people ended up murdered. I actually had titled the video. That's how I started out. And I actually had titled the video that it was a book review of chapters 1 through 19. But after I did the book review, a lot of people was commenting like, oh my God, I thought this was a movie. I thought this was a documentary. I thought this was and some people were upset. Like, I mean, most people was like, oh, I read the book. That was a great book. I read that years ago when it first came out. Great book. I wish they make a movie off of it. And some people were like, oh, you did a good job on the review and woo. But then there was a few people who was like, oh, I thought that was a movie. I clicked on here for nothing. It says right in the description, the title of the movie said book.
We know they ain't gonna read the book. Reading is fundamental. They couldn't even read the title. Shit.
I'm like, book, and people were really like, I mean, not a lot. It's a few people. It's like over 1,000 people who watched the review. But most people enjoyed it. Some people never heard about the story, never read the book. They heard about the story and they enjoyed the book review that I did. And now some people is going out to purchase the book and, stuff like that. So next Friday, we're doing a review every Friday. So next Friday, we're going to be reviewing chapters 20 through 38. Then the Friday after that, we're going to review chapters 39 through like 54. And it's all live. Each Friday, it's a book review, not a movie. Now I hope there will be a movie soon.
I got a question. It's a book review. Are you reading the book to us?
I'm reviewing.
So this ain't audible.
Reviewing the book.
Look, this ain't audible. We can't sit on the mat. We can't sit on the little mat in the middle of the room.
I'm like, I don't understand how people got it confused, but they did. But what I will say is, after our final book review, which will be in a couple of weeks, I contacted the actual officer who was the lead detective in the investigation. And he is going to come onto the Hood Table YouTube channel and do a live interview with us after
exclusive.
And we're going to get an exclusive live interview with the lead detective of that case who helped solve that case. So he is really excited. He is really excited.
I'm sitting here reading this.
What did Maurice say? I love my full figure sisters. And this dude last week was walking down the street. I thought it was a woman until I passed him. I was like, oh Lord, I was so pissed I'm done. I hate skinny kids. Maurice, I came with you. You was a mess. But I'm coming down to Texas by the end of this year. We're gonna have to do a live
I'll
YouTube
be.
video down in San Antonio.
I want to go to. You know what? All these years I've been going to Texas, and I mean I've been going my entire. I've never been to San Antonio.
I love San Antonio. I done been there at least, I want to say at least 3 to 4 times because we was going like every other year to visit one of my cousins who's from here who moved there like 15 years ago. And so
Hmm.
we was going like every few years to visit her. And then she would come here sometime. But I love it. The only thing I hate about Texas, I absolutely hate about Texas, is the middle of the summer heat.
That humidity. That's what,
Woo!
man, because it literally takes your breath away.
It's
And
hot.
see, and my people from East Texas, they from Tyler, and it's so hot there. I mean, you only get up early. You go outside early in the morning,
Or late at night.
late at night.
And not even late at night because we went to the where was that in San Antonio where you get on this little boat and it takes you down
With
this
the river
river.
walk.
It wasn't the river walk. It wasn't the river walk. It was a whole bunch of stores and I'm gonna have to ask my cousin what's it called because I only been there once. But it was in the summertime. It was so god doggone hot. I mean, we literally had to end our day just because it's so hot. And then at nighttime, it was too hot to sit outside. And they talking about all the heat down here different from the heat in Omaha, Nebraska. No, it's hot as Satan's kids down in San Antonio in
I
the summertime.
no, we went like my kids. They hadn't been down there in a
That's it,
while. They hadn't been
Maurice.
to Arkansas in a while.
That's it, Maurice. River Center Mall.
Yes,
That's it.
they hadn't been to Arkansas since they were. I mean, Denavia was a baby and Elijah was about 7.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going down there a couple of years ago, and I'm trying to tell them, I'm like, y'all, this is a different kind of heat, and that humidity is
It
gonna
is
hit
different.
you. Is you're not gonna be able to be outside for a very long time.
That
They
heat
was like,
is
oh mom,
different.
we not they going on, we can stand the heat, blah blah. I'm like, y'all don't understand. This is not what you're used to.
Let me tell
We
you,
got down there and they walked outside. My son was like, he was
it
like,
takes you
oh my
back.
God.
It really does. Let me tell you, the first time I went down there, right? I'm thinking I'm gonna get cute. We were staying with my cousins. When I tell you we was deep, we were like 9, 10 deep. We drove down to see my cousin, and it was so many of us. We slept all over her house because she was like, "Y'all can stay with us instead of a hotel." Girl, we was all over that doggone house. And the next day I'm thinking
That's
I'm
the
gonna
fun
put on
part though.
something. It's fun. It's fun. We was all over the floor, everything. But the next day I get up, get dressed, try to get all cute, put on my makeup. I had a red hair back then and everything. I must have stepped outside to take a selfie because it was kind of dark. It
You
was her
being
lighting in
sweaty.
her house. Her
She stepped
lighting in
outside to
her
take a
house wasn't
sweaty.
that bright. Her lighting in her house wasn't that bright, so I thought I'd step out on the porch to take a selfie.
Wait a minute, no.
I
I'm
stepped
gonna
on the porch. I know. Where my phone? I stepped on the porch and held my phone up like this, to take a selfie. I couldn't even hold the phone. I literally just stepped outside and my phone was on fire. I mean, the sun, it just hits different. My
you'd be
makeup
like, oh
started,
hell no, never mind. And
it looked
I'm
like
mad about
blood
this
coming
damn
down my face.
Maurice. You
It
read
looked
his
like
last
blood was coming
comment?
down my face and everything. It's too hot down there. So now I go in the spring or I go in the fall.
Yeah.
He said he used to be yellow.
That's what I was laughing at.
He used to be yellow. I want to see some of those old pics of you being
Hell,
yellow.
I used to be dark.
I want to see some of
Go
your
figure.
your yellow pics.
And the
That's
crazy
too
part,
funny.
both
I
of my
believe
parents is dark. Look at me, and both my parents is dark.
Well, my mom, rest in peace. She was a tad bit darker than me, just a tad bit. And my father was like 2 shades, maybe 2 shades darker than me. But I still turned out cute.
I mean,
I still turned out cute. I like my little complexion.
okay.
But I don't want to stay in Texas because I'll be the color of my hair.
Like I said, I stayed in. I called myself moving to Houston, and I was there 6 months, and I was sick the whole time. But my uncle said it was because we were below sea level and so close to that water, and I kept getting ear infections and sinus infections, and I was like, "What the hell?" I mean, I stayed sick the whole time. I
Yeah.
mean, and the only thing I really missed about being down there was partying. Oh my God. Me and my cousin oh God, we partied.
Background. But
No, man.
the first time I went to Texas, I think I told that story before. The very first time I went down there, we drove. As soon as we hit the Texas border, everything was all good. And then when we hit the Texas border, my nose, the inside of my nose just got
Oh, it's probably that hay fever. I mean, that hay.
It got
It's a
inflamed.
lot of hay.
It was burning. It was sore. It was, oh my God, it was horrible. It lasted for like 2 days. And then came back home. I was cool. And the next few times we drove down there, it didn't happen ever again. But that first time, my nose, I couldn't even touch the outside of it because it was so sore and tender on the inside. It was bad. And they said it was because of the elevation and something else. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I guess it depends on where you were at too, though.
Yeah.
What part?
Well, we got to San Antonio. We got to drive all the way through. So
yeah,
through the state. But anywho, did we go over everything we want to discuss?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Houston. Oh, we ain't even gonna go there. Galveston. I was there in 2000. So when they had that Kappa Beach party, my cousin and I, we were like, "Oh, we finna go. We're gonna hang out on the beach." And I mean, it was all kind of stars who was supposed to be here. Girl, what should have took about 45 minutes? We were in traffic for 12 hours and never even saw the beach.
12 hours?
12 hours. But when I say we partied like a motherfucker.
You partied in traffic or what?
Hell yeah. Well, we couldn't go nowhere.
So y'all got out? I mean, or y'all in the car just kicking it?
No, you get out your car, turn your car off, walk around, and I mean, kind of like, it looked kind of like the lake or like Omaha Day.
I'm thinking y'all driving and y'all just got out the car and left your car in the middle of the road.
We were. I mean, we were like at one point we were on that big ass bridge that connects Galveston, and there was literally nowhere for us to go. So you turn your car off and
okay.
Yeah, so you just walking around. I remember people was it was dudes on top of their houses with them folding lawn chairs and signs, somebody show us your titties. I mean,
now God was saying that's where you go to get on the cruise ships, right? Galveston, like way down by the water. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yep. But I mean, it was the damn Luke Campbell bus was behind us. So they had all them like half naked bitches on there.
They was back there tricking.
See, he talking about the traffic was the best part. It was. I mean, motherfuckers was walking around smoking weed. I mean, it was like a road.
When you said traffic, when you said traffic at first, I'm thinking just y'all stop and go. I didn't think you meant like having the lake where you just sitting there. Okay, I got you.
Yep,
I got you.
And I mean, we was going like I said, we was there 12 hours and never even saw the beach.
That's a long time.
And then by the time we finally got down to where we could turn around, we was like, fuck this. We hit Whataburger and Went on home.
Whataburger. I ain't
It's
never
like,
been there. I used to
girl,
think that place was imaginary.
uh, used to think.
Because like I always heard about it, but you know it's just one of those things. The Whataburger, you would hear about it in movies and all that kind of stuff.
Girl, Whataburger is a for me. If I go down there and I don't get no Whataburger, it's gonna
Uh-huh.
be hell to pay.
Is it that good? I ain't never been there, but
Mm.
I'll try it next time I go down
You
there.
never had Whataburger, girl?
That's what I'm saying. I said I ain't never had it. I always hear about it. But you
I
know
get
what?
that jalapeno cheeseburger. Oh my gosh.
Long as it's not my first White Castle experience, because I
Ugh.
kept hearing about White Castle being the bomb.com. And so the first time I went to Chi-Town a long time ago, we stopped at White Castle. I swear to God, that was
Ugh.
the most awful thing I ever eaten
They
in
are
my entire
disgusting.
life.
They
Oh,
are
like, what the
disgusting.
hell y'all mean? Talking about this where everybody go in the middle of the night when everything is closed. I will starve till the next day.
Why is it always the nastiest places that stay open late?
Like, remember that pizza joint here in Omaha? Remember the pizza joint everybody used to go to back in the day?
Which one? Which one?
The one that was open all night and it was real cheap and it was so gross that when you was drunk or hanging out drinking and stuff, that would be like the spot. People would order pizza from there. I just can't remember
I
the
don't
name
know
of it.
that one.
Yeah, everybody used to get pizza, and the pizza was
I'm
so
gonna tell you where I used to go. I used to go to Hardee's.
Oh, I liked Hardee's, but
Hardee's was my shit.
it's only certain things. It like the what's that called? The Frisco burger. Remember the Frisco burger? It was
Yeah.
like the toasted bun.
Maurice, don't play with me because I'll come.
What'd he
Don't
say?
play with me. I'll come down there.
Oh, he said come to San Antonio and we go into Whataburger. And then
Don't
we got
play.
to go to Papa
Tanya tell you, I'm
Do's.
in Texas all the time.
We got to go to Papa Do's because Papa Do's is fire.
Oh hell yeah, girl, Papa Dough. Now you know what
Yeah.
Papa Dough. It's a chain. They got a Papa's
They
barbecue
still have
place
Dairy
too, and
Queen?
they pretty good.
They still have Dairy Queen?
Jack and a crack. Ugh.
I don't know
The
about
only thing
that.
I liked was the jalapeno poppers.
I tried, did I try Checkers? I think we tried Checkers, but I think that was in, where was that
Checkers
at?
was I ate there. I ate in Chicago. I ate that in Chicago. And you
Maybe
know
it was
Carl's
Chicago.
Jr.'s is the same as Hardee's.
Uh-huh.
So
Dairy Queen. I used to love Dairy Queen back in the day when it was in Carter Lake. And then when it
the
was
dilly bars.
30th and
The one on 30th, yeah.
right. That's
Off
it.
of Evans,
Tobacco shop? Is it still a tobacco place?
Ain't nothing near
Ain't
now.
nothing there? Okay.
Mm-mm.
I don't
Ain't
know.
been nothing near for a while.
I drove past there last week and I had to kind of reminisce about, the stage too. I was like, the stage two was really gone. I mean, back in the day, we used to be up at the stage every weekend, but it's like nowhere really. I mean, it's the Get Down on 24th Street.
But you know what? There are plenty of things to do in Omaha.
I know.
People just got to get out of their comfort areas.
I know.
And stop trying to be in these damn hood bars.
We don't
Get out. I mean,
okay, we got, let's see, we got the Get Down,
Kirk's.
We got Jesse's, we still got Kirk's. I ain't been in Kirk's in a minute. I almost forgot about Kirk's. What happened to the Spalding? Is the what happened to the Spalding? Remember, is that the one that got burnt down, the Spalding, and then they?
No, that's the one where the walls start falling down.
What? Hold up, I'm thinking of the biker club.
You remember they had it propped up? First of all, the building, hell, my bedroom is bigger than that damn bar.
Hold up. Hold up. Okay, are we talking about the same bar here? Because one of them was where all the bikers used to hang out on the same side of the road as the stage. And then
that's the Seville.
Okay, the Seville, that's the one I'm talking about. Is that still around? Is it still up? Is it still running?
Girl, they knocked that down.
Okay.
It's an empty lot.
Okay, so we got Kirk's, we got Jesse's, and I only like to go to Jesse's. No shade, but I only like to go to Jesse's in the summertime because they got the back.
I only like to go
patio.
there during the right.
Because it's too
I only
small.
like to go during Omaha Day.
Yes, we be kicking it, and then my sister Daphne and them,
Man,
they all
Omaha Day be
in the back singing and stuff. Yes,
mm-hmm.
but we gotta wait.
Maurice, you're gonna have to come up here during Omaha Day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
have to come up here then.
It'll be the next one is next
You
year.
got some fun.
Yep.
Yeah, not this year, next year.
Yep.
Man.
Gotta wait for next year, and hopefully it
But
won't be
alright.
nothing dramatic happening like last time.
Look, cause I ain't gonna be. You know what happened.
Oh, matter of fact, let me put that link.
Tanya
in the
left
chat.
me.
Hold on, let me put that link in the chat.
Tanya has left me.
It was charge it to my head and not to my heart. Charge it to my head.
No,
and
damn it, I'm charging it to your head and your legs.
Girl, these old kneecaps got juice that night. Them old
Mine locked up.
When I tell you, I couldn't believe I could run that. I couldn't believe I ran that fast. Child.
I looked up and Tanya was gone.
Okay, I just put the link in the chat. When we were at Omaha Day and the gunshots went off, we recorded it all live. We was live the whole time. Man, we took flight though. Well, I took flight. You kind of.
I balled up. Tuck and roll. I told you that first night at your first party. Tuck and roll. Remember I fell.
You know what? I didn't see you fall when we had that party. When
you was upstairs. There was only a handful of people downstairs.
When everybody was on that jungle juice. I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and everybody kept trying to reenact it. Was that the night when my cousin was singing? No, that was a different day, right? Because that was the birthday. When my cousin Booby was showing out, trying to sing happy birthday.
Girl, that shit, I still go back to that every now and then just to crack up.
You know I have that video on here too, right?
Man, I know, that's what I'm saying. I go there every now and then to crack up. And then when he was break dancing, I said, this dude is out of control. Completely.
He said he passed through going to North Dakota, but he don't, because he's a truck driver. So he says he passed through.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to North Dakota.
Well, I mean, if you could, okay, but see, now you know. So the next time you come through, to at least stop so we can go get something to eat.
Thank you. He said they don't go to Papa.
You know?
We go to Boudreaux. I ain't never been to Boudreaux, but I still want some Papa Do's too. Sure. Can we do
I
one
just want some
night?
fried gator and some boudin.
Some boudin balls.
I'll take the boudin balls too, but I was talking about the boudin sausage. They used to sell it up here, and now I can't find it nowhere. They used to sell it at Walmart. They were selling it at Baker's. But they got my cousin's old sausages with the expensive stuff.
Yeah, I love Papa Do's, but hey, I'll try Boudreaux's too. I heard that's a really nice joint too. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But anywho, y'all, we've been on here how long? 2 hours?
Almost 2 hours. It's time to
talking about everything like we normally do on the hood table.
Right.
But yes, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Make sure you
appreciate y'all.
Give us a like, thumbs up the video, please, and thank you.
And
make sure
ring my bell. Ring my bell.
Hey, ching-a-ling-a-ling. Make sure you ring the bell. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can know when we go live, because we literally do go live or upload a video almost every single day. And Carmel Diva and I normally do lives together at least like 1 to 2 times every few weeks. So you guys make sure you hit that notification bell so that you know when we going live. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. And as usual, Hood Squad and Tanya's Primetime TV Squad, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.
Peace.
Deuces. And he said, "What's Boudin ball? Boot what? Boudin's 1,000 times better. No Boudin what?
No booty and what? I know. Ain't that's a crime against humanity for them not to have no more booty on sale.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we gonna have to protest. We gonna have to go on strike.
And they
Go
closed
protest.
jazz, so we can't even go down to jazz and get none.
That's right. That's right. And I'm gonna take us on out with our intro song. Hey.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube,
Welcome to the Hood Table.
Chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, huh?
Laugh a little, hey.
Laugh a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might
Flash a little.
Addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation.
Bring it to the table.
You come whack, just know we ain't buying it. We gon' probably turn you back until you sorry.
Try again. Hey.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hood Table. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to the Hood
Good
Table.
night, John boy.
Good night, everybody. See you later.
Good night.
All right.